Now that you have selected your real estate professional, we need to make one more introduction. That is going to be your mortgage professional. Now, just like in selecting a real estate agent, you are going to have a variety of options because there's a lot of them, but they are not all the same. I'm going to break down the differences in them, my recommendations for what you're looking for when you select who to work with, and how best to continue that relationship forward as you build your team. There are a variety of different options when it comes to mortgage professionals. There are loan originators, there are mortgage brokers, there are credit unions, there are national banks, and then of course there's those big corporate lenders out there. I choose through my transactions to work with loan originators more than anybody else. And there's a reason for that. And I will circle back on loan originators here in just a minute. We all know that there is a bunch of corporate lenders out there, and they're partnered with the big ones like Zillow and Redfin. Rocket Mortgage is a great example of that. Now, while these are great and they give you overnight approvals, instant approvals, and are very tech savvy, that's fantastic until you actually need something accomplished. Unfortunately, they have standards and rules, and you typically end up being nothing more than a number to them. When somebody is submitting a pre-approval to me on one of my listings with their offer, I always start with how solid is the loan pre-approval. If it is a Rocket Mortgage or one of those types of companies, I pick up the phone and I want to verify the validity of this pre-approval. How strong is it? How much do they know about it? Every single time I have to press 1 for this and 3 for that and 4 for that, and then give a pre-approval number. And that client, that buyer, is nothing more than a number to whoever happened to pick up the phone at that time. It's good. It has this place in the market, but unfortunately, it does offer issues when struggles arrive during escrow, and every escrow has struggles. The next one are going to be credit unions and bank, and I can kind of loop those together. Those are great. Of course, you have people that have the money, the credit unions or the bank, and they want to direct lend, and it feels like it makes sense to not have somebody in the middle of it. And the rates are typically very solid. The reason I prefer not to work with these is, again, they have certain standards they have to work with. And when it comes to a bank, you're going to have a similar experience where it's whoever answers the phone ends up being the person who's going to answer the questions because they are dealing on a national level. Local credit unions tend to have 1 or 2 people, and so you can likely get to the person who actually did the pre-approval for you if there's an issue. My struggle is escrows are a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour business. It continues to go whether the bank is open or not. Banking hours do get in the way, and of course holidays get in the way, and we seem to have a lot of those, especially during the summer buying season. When I have an issue that arises on an escrow at Friday afternoon, whether it's an inspection issue, whether it's a seller that's getting cold feet, whether we need answers, I want to be able to pick up the phone and get those solutions. When I'm working with a national bank and when I'm working with a credit union, and if I call on a Friday afternoon to get answers, likely I'm going to get a voicemail, and likely I'm not going to get a call back by Friday. Maybe by Monday afternoon, I will have the opportunity to solve that problem. That is not acceptable for me as a representative of a client. I choose to work with a loan originator because they get the same direct rates from the major banks like a Chase and a Wells Fargo because they give them so much business. The loan originator that I choose to partner with also has their own source of funds. So if the markets get a little funny and we need to close up a loan before rates are acceptable, they will actually lock up that loan, close the deal, and then ultimately sell it on the secondary market, which happens a lot. I won't break into what that means, but it happens all the time. The real reason I want to work with these loan originators is it gives me the opportunity to get answers 24/7. I have literally had pre-approvals done on a Sunday of a holiday weekend to make sure that I could submit an offer for my client. When we are submitting offers, having that pre-approval and having it written the right way makes a huge difference. Number 2, any offer that I submit, I have my loan originator, my mortgage professional, pick up the phone and call the listing agent to talk specifically about buyer Mrs. Smith is solid. I love speaking with her. She's got great credit. She's got whatever. They are part of presenting the offer. Like I said in the previous video, I see the entire process as a negotiation. And so the strength of our offer comes in solid because my loan originator picks up the phone and sells the listing agent on the strength of the pre-approval. Now, when it comes to pre-approvals, we're going to talk about that in the next video. They are not all the same. There is a difference between the pre-approval and the pre-qualification. The last thing I want to share is their communication is vital. When you are in the middle of an escrow or when you are shopping for a house and ready to submit an offer, we need your lender to pick up the phone. We need them to answer my call when I'm getting ready to submit an offer. In a competitive market, an hour's delay may end up costing you the home. So to have the solid knowledge that I can pick up the phone, tell the mortgage professional what the pre-approval needs to look like, and have them follow up and have that in my email before I even write the offer is how we win against how we win for our buyers in competitive markets. I hope this has been beneficial. There's a lot more to unpack here. Feel free to leave a note in the comment or email me, steve@gorgeouspropertysolutions.com, and I'd be happy to have a face-to-face or a phone call discussion about the things that you should want to consider when it looks to grabbing a mortgage professional. On the next video, we're going to talk about the pre-approval, pre-qualification, and the holy grail of them, the fully underwritten pre-approval.